his delegates. The press were not allowed, so many of the press had delegates take their phone in, just like our own Jeff Epstein from Citizens Media TV. He was actually recording for the Young Turks, so you should be watching that later for their coverage as well. But we recorded everything also direct onto Citizens Media TV, which you can follow. There are a number of brand new correspondents all over Philly, from the different marches, the different protests, to delegates, to committee people. So there is a lot of coverage going on all in one place. You can check it there. Now, as for what just happened, Bernie collected his delegates. There was a lot of questioning as to whether or not that was a real thing. And yes, it is a real thing. Bernie wanted everyone at 2 o'clock at the convention center, and the room was full, so I expect many of the delegates were actually there. And he made a speech, not unlike many of the speeches that he has given recently. When he said, "We must defeat Donald Trump," I was hoping, along with 1,900 other people in the delegation, I was hoping that he was going to say, bring on the floor fight, make me the nominee. He did not say that. He said we must elect Hillary Clinton after the DNC leaks, showing that not only did the DNC, but also Hillary Clinton and her campaign, they conspired to slander him, to smear him, and to weaken his campaign. And despite all of that, he still achieved what he achieved. Imagine if it had been an actual fair fight. On a side note, Debbie Wasserman Smith did resign. I posted on Citizens Media TV last night. There was a citizen journalist who full-on TMZ'd her at the airport, which was amazing. And they asked her specifically what should happen. She said she only had an hour's sleep, which I thought was like, of course you've only had an hour's sleep. Like, you just got thrown under the bus, babe. But, of course, she got hired immediately by the Clinton campaign, so she'll still get her paycheck. But what she said was very telling. Their stock line is, he has endorsed her, she will be the president, or something like that. And what I don't think anyone truly understands is that we won't have it. Not after everything. When he said we have to elect Hillary Clinton, the entire room, the emotion level in the room was like we can't. We just can't do it, okay? I posted another video of a 63-year-old delegate who was just absolutely livid at the thought of Bernie asking her to vote for Hillary. It's not going to happen. There is not going to be unity, and there is still time. The vote, the roll call vote, does not happen until tomorrow. And the key piece of information that I need you to understand is that Bernie did not concede. There was no concession in that speech. None. Let me see how many of you are here. I'm trying to find you, and my page is not giving me. I'm having to do this in multiple ways. My mic is open. I can hear you typing on your live broadcast. Awesome. My mic is open. You can hear me. That just came through. So I'm trying to see if I can see you guys and what you're doing, but apparently I can't yet. So I'm just going to have to trust that you're there and that we're having a conversation, and I'll go back later. The floor vote. The rules are today. We need to make sure that there is nothing in the rules that precludes either a petition or a nomination or anything like that. So those of you who are dealing with the rules, you need to do that. As for superdelegates, Jeff Curzon sent out a memo to all the superdelegates that said you need to abstain or your integrity will be questioned later. And I agree with that. So if you have not contacted your state superdelegates, I suggest you do. And let them know that an abstention is not a guilty verdict. It's just I don't have enough information to truly vote at this point, and that will work. The other piece is that we need to make sure that Bernie is nominated, and we need to make sure that the Hillary people who are Hillary delegates understand that according to the actual rules, they are not bound They're pledged, but they're not bound. There is a difference. They may vote their conscience. They may vote whoever they want. Even Hillary just tweeted, vote your conscience. Great, thank you for that permission. Now all of the Hillary people who are questioning whether or not she should be leading our society can vote for Bernie. So there's still time. She does not officially win the nomination until tomorrow after roll call. So there we go. That's what we need to remember. Also, Jill Stein on the Green Party, if there is anyone watching who is in Kansas, they need help with petitions, to getting petitions signed. They have until August 1st in order to get her on the ballot there. So, plan B. My plan A is get Bernie the nomination. My plan B is get Jill Stein in all 50 states. So they are being run concurrently because one cannot wait for the other. But that is what we need to look at, is what's next. Now, I want to make sure you guys are really understanding a Donald Trump presidency with progressives taking over the Senate and the House will do us no harm. Not a single bit. Do you remember when Bill Clinton got into office and he was like, all like, yeah, I'm going to do this and this and this and this and this. And it was Republicans in the House and the Senate. And they're like, no, you're not. And he was like, oh, okay, I'll work with you. Okay. We are safe as long as we have progressives in the down ticket for House and Senate. We're safe. We're fine. However, we are not fine if we as a people say, knowing what we know about the integrity of the person that the Democrats want to put in place and coronate as our queen, we are not in integrity. We should be questioned as to what's okay and what's not okay, because we're trying to teach our children the right from wrong. We're trying to teach them never lie, never steal, never cheat. We teach that. We preach that in schools. And then we're going to say it's okay at the highest office in the nation if you conspire and collude and steal and cheat. It's okay. It's not okay. The other thing I want to make sure that you know is that it is absolutely 100% not okay for violence. And I have suspected, long suspected, and now I'm pretty certain that there are people infiltrating the Bernie camps who are trying to incite violence. That is not our way. That has never been our way. That's not Bernie's way. That's not what this entire movement is about. This movement is about love and peace and integrity. So stand in your integrity. If you see something, say something. I am totally serious about that. See something, say something. There are so many of you, and you are all over Philadelphia. From last report, I heard 750,000 of you. So stay safe, be strong, and do not ever, ever let them quell your passion for justice.